What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fluesbrothers Chimney Service. It's Fireplace Fridays. We've been experiencing a fantastic year so far, which is good because last year was okay, but with the COVID stuff and everything, we kind of saw this dip in the budget where January, February, March, and then we kind of had this slow back up: April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. This year it's usually we start to drop down a little bit, but it's been up. So we're extremely busy. There's a couple challenges though. The supply chain, as with us, if you've been to Home Depot, the grocery store, anywhere, you might see, hey, I'm here to get a certain thing, and you find out real fast the shelf is empty. Well, the reality to that is what I've been told by a lot of my suppliers, because we're starting to have problems. I've got fireplaces that we've been waiting for like 4 months. And so not only are they all having a fantastic year, but they're having problems getting parts to build these things. So we're all dealing with that. I would like to shout out to all of our customers for being awesome and understanding. We've got some customers that have a few parts that are missing, like a blower on their unit. We went ahead and installed it. We're moving forward as much as we can. And then right when those units come in, we're getting out there and putting them in. And believe me, I'm really spinning my wheels. I'm working harder right now than I ever have, that I can remember at least, since back when I used to run a truck and try to run everything, etc. But right now we're hiring. We're hiring a shop person, which I might have that position filled, and then we're hiring 2 techs. So I'm gonna try to probably do a little bit different process. One of the techs at least can be a gas only position, because we do a ton of gas fireplaces, so we're trying to do some training and stuff. It's a little different from the average chimney stuff, but it's relative to it. A lot of people will get into gas stuff, and I always see on Facebook a lot of people are asking a lot of questions. You have to get a lot of training. It's different. Everybody thinks, well, it's just a chimney, I'll go out there and apply everything. No, it's kind of a different realm. So there's a lot of good trainers in the industry. There's also a lot of good training. The problem is right now is getting training. You kind of need to do it virtually or bring someone in, because you go to a training seminar somewhere, which they're still having, but a lot of different stuff like the HPBA, I think I just read, they're, instead of having their national convention, they're going virtual on it. So it's hard to get that hands-on live stuff, but you can bring trainers in. There's several trainers in the industry. I know CVC has Bob Wise. I know Jim Brewer does some stuff. Shout out to those guys. And I think they're still doing live trainings, because you can do it kind of more concentrated. It's a little safer with the COVID and everything going on. Hopefully the numbers are going down. I know a lot of people are getting their shots and injections and stuff. We'll see how all that goes. Hopefully we start seeing these numbers go down. Hopefully with the people that lost their business or something happened there, hopefully we'll see a resurgence coming, and hopefully things just keep on going up. But another thing I want to talk about today is now that people are spending a lot of time at home, they're wanting to get a lot of stuff done. That's why we're so busy. I keep telling these fireplace manufacturers, every time something in the world happens, like when we had the housing crash and everything, fireplaces went up. So it's like, for some reason, if an asteroid is heading towards Earth, people are gonna want to buy a ton of fireplaces. So it's kind of the opposite effect. It's interesting. Kind of like when when we have high gas prices, everybody yanks all the gas logs out of their fireplace and want to burn wood. And then when we have a different crisis, they want to put all those gas deals right back in. So it's always interesting. We're always trying to evolve. It's not easy, but that's my part of my job. I'm sitting here trying to stay ahead of the game as the business owner. But with more people wanting to get stuff done to their house, they're dragging out old information and old estimates and stuff. And we have people who we were out on 5, 6, 10 years ago, and they'll call and they'll go, hey, I want to get this work done. And we go, well, first, we haven't been out there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. it could be that you need more work now, because obviously you had something that was broke and didn't address it then. It's not going to get better or fix itself or just stay the same. It's usually going to be in worse shape. So we'll go out and do reevaluate and then see where we're at that point. That's been working out pretty good, but the problem is we haven't gotten some of that work, and then sometimes the customer will go, well, why was it this much money and now it's this much money? Well, the first of all, biggest thing being, there's nothing out there that's the same price as 5 years ago or 10 years ago, even worse. Just this year, I kind of gambled that nobody would be raising their prices, so I kept everything the same. And I lost that gamble. I'm shocked on how much just the state of the world. Everybody's having to do a lot more stuff. The mass PPE gear, shutdowns, things like that. That all costs businesses money and time. Also, getting behind on things, etc. Shipping, importing, everything has went up. The average supplier that we've dealt with, we've been getting these, hey, we have to raise our prices, and they've been, usually it's like we're raising our price 3%, 5%. This year it seems like it's been 10 to 15%. That's a huge jump. So when people go, my gosh, just a year ago it was this much, well, we don't just make up pricing off of our head. We don't just, hey, I'm just going to charge this much. It's all systematic. It's all on budget. It's all based on a process on what it cost us. And to run a good company, to run and get all these nice things that people expect. And a lot of people are shocked from our little chimney company that we send out reminder texts, and then you also get a notification that the technician's on the way, and we're starting a new system that not only that, but the customer will be able to watch the technician driving to their house. All this stuff that makes your life easier, because we're on point and we're very communicative when it comes to this stuff, makes a busy person's life a lot easier. So we're that type of company, that we're the real company, and we pay our taxes. We pay guys a living wage so they can have nice things, just like you have nice things. So all of that costs money. It costs money to have insurance, workman's comp, all of that stuff, drug testing and background screening, and have vehicles that aren't going to leak fluids all over, uniforms, things of that nature. So it all goes into the mix. But we've also gotten better over the last 10 years. It was something we used to do back then. The industry evolves, we evolve. Like, for example, just chimney caps. Like, we used to only put on single flue chimney caps, and we found over time that a multi-flue chimney cap that covers the entire top of the chimney like an umbrella is the best practice. So we want to offer the best solution to people's problems, and keeping that rainwater off, because water is the strongest stuff on earth. It corrodes everything, even stone, brick, everything. So now, and I tell people, well, we can, if we were out 5-10 years ago and we didn't evolve into this better product, or found out that over time this works better, a lot of times they can go, well, we can do it like we bid back then, and it's going to be less money, but it's not going to give you the result that we've seen and the best practice. So it's a little bit interesting, but that's been what's been happening. It isn't just one person. It's been quite a few. Hey, you guys were out 5, 6, 10 years ago, and I want to get that work done. And so we go, well, we need to make sure that the work's still valid, and also we need to update the pricing. And I try to do my best, but the way our pricing is so on point, there isn't a whole lot. We're not selling clothing here where we can offer 45% off, or even 20 or 10% off. It's very hard when you're running, when you know your numbers and you're running that stuff, and you've got to make this certain amount of money, or it's not worth doing. It might give that person a temporary, hey, I got a real good deal on this, but the problem with that is if you keep on giving out good deals and you don't know how much you need to charge, you're going off of this, it feels to do this, rather than this, which is reality. you aren't going to be in business very long, and you have to start cutting corners eventually and things of that, and that isn't good for the customer. So we try to stay ahead of it. We also try to work with people on everything. The biggest thing that we started doing is offering financing, and I think it's an underutilized thing. We've got two options: 12 months, same as cash, or a 5-year deal. And we don't do that in us. I can't start financing people personally. We go through a company called Interbank, and it seems to work really well. Soon, when we switch over to our new CRM, which is a customer relations management system, which is a big project that we're doing this year, our old one that's worked really well is kind of becoming obsolete, and the company has decided to start a whole nother program, and we looked at it and it really wasn't fitting us very well. So we're going with one that's a little more evolutionary and has a lot of stuff that we were doing double and triple entry on, so hopefully it'll make the girls' life here at the office easier, etc. And it's going to be beneficial for the customer too, because we're going to be able to add video. So if we're out there and we're trying to explain something, we can take video of things and add that, and people have more understanding of video. It'll have pictures of like before and after, and we're able to integrate all that into your report, and we're also able to integrate it into the estimates and things, so you can see this is what it's going to look like. Now, not your particular one, but an example. We had a roofer stop by here and drop off some material, and I went through his material, and all his material was his little sales package, I guess you can call it, was before, after photos, jobs that they had done. Hey, we did, this building that everybody knows, etc., and then testimonials. So people are very visual, and that's what we're trying to get to, and that's what we're trying to give more of. I know I am. I know I learn better if I see and do rather than just read something or what have you. I think everybody does, especially in this day and age. I always get told, oh, people don't read enough anymore. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here reading comments, and who's on this right now? I'm constantly getting texts and constantly doing research. I think people read more now than they ever have. They definitely research things more now than they ever have either, because it used to be a lot harder to research something. You'd have to go to a library and then find the book and look for resources and go through microfiche and all this stuff. Now you just type it in, and I think people take all this stuff for granted. It's pretty amazing the time we live in. I'm always shocked when people complain about airplane travel and stuff. I mean, my gosh, you're jumping in a big metal box, and something that would take you days to do takes you hours to do. Even if you're running a little late, even if you have a 5-hour delay, a lot of times where you're going, it would take you, 20 hours to drive there. I was looking at, there's a gentleman in the service industries that I want to go visit his place. And there's another gentleman in Dallas, and I thought, well, I'm going to look up and see how far it is from Dallas to Phoenix, Arizona. It was like, I can't remember, 14, 15 hours. And because I was thinking about driving. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm not going to drive 8 hours to Dallas and then 14 more hours over to Phoenix, Arizona. So, the first thing goes in, well, I can fly. Well, again, even if you add all that up, it's so much more efficient and faster. And then people are like yelling and screaming because an engine was out and they had to swap it out for safety. It's weird. It's just weird. It's again, all this stuff people take so much for granted, and you really shouldn't. It's amazing what I accomplish in a day just here in front of the computer. And all these neat little systems and this new program that we got. It's pretty amazing, but it's a tall order to get set up and everything. So it should pay off in the end for not only us, but also for our customers. And we got a lot of neat stuff coming. So I'll try to remember to show everybody that stuff. But I guess the point of this today was just kind of going over, if you're planning on getting stuff done, there's a couple things happening. I haven't ran into one contractor that says they're not extremely busy. I want to jump on it and get it rolling, and don't expect the same pricing and things, the fastest service or what have you when it comes to buying stuff. I think someone even told me the other day it's taken like 6 to 8 weeks to get a couch from Nebraska Furniture Mart. And just be understanding, work with people, and try to plan ahead. That way you can get what you want and you're helping the economy out too. So if you have any questions about anything, I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know. If not, have a great weekend. I think it's supposed to be nice and warm tomorrow. And then I think we're going to have some rain next week here in Kansas. So enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next Friday on Fireplace Fridays. Thanks.